Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Clemens again, and this is my Unit 3 journal this time. Bang! Oh, I got your attention, didn't I? That's just joking. But from the Unit 2 learning activity that we did, I've learned a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to control my eye rolling. Uh, the stressors that I've never really thought about that brought to my attention is the anxiety and the butterflies, if you will, from either preparing for a speech or about to give a speech or even during the speech. Because everyone hates to be criticized, and during speeches, people like to criticize, even though you don't know if it's good or bad because you're still giving a speech. And sorry, I did it again. But a new topic for me were the canons. Before this class, or even before that section of reading, I never knew what canons were. Never in school, do military training, or none of the above. I never knew what the canons were, but I'm glad I did. The canons, I believe, would help me a lot, whether now, in the future, or this period. Talking to people would probably help me a lot more. Um, Going through the chapters, I never believe I did the power pose before, but I do a lot of knife hand, which is a military thing, but I think that gets points across the same way a power pose would do. I assume so. Um, I know going, not going, during your speeches, you gotta learn how to talk to the audience. But on the opposite end, you gotta know your audience to be able to how to speak to them. So it's important knowing what you're going to speak about and planning about, but it's also important for you to know your audience, learn how to read them, and try to be culture sensitive for it. Um, for me to be that about cultural sensitivity is usually by the tones and nonverbals, facial expressions, hand expressions, raising voice, lowering your voice, or sounding monotone. But those are good things I learned from the Unit 2. For Unit 3 assignment, I never knew you could break down a speech to those specific points that those questions derive. And I liked it. It opened up my eyes for anything. You can use the same format, the same layout for anything that you're watching. You can do it for a movie, speeches. You can even do it for a book. That might have a lot more questions, but same thing. It allows you to break down the material that you're learning a lot more than what you have been. And in doing so, you understand the purpose of what you're reviewing. Yes, you can listen to the speech 100 times, but unless you ask yourself the questions and get the answers to your own questions, you're just listening to it. You're not really fully understanding what your mind is going to react to what the person is saying. Uh, During those two lessons, what I've learned to help me better myself was to organize my speech and make sure everything flows and goes. And even in delivering my speech, it helped me uh, tighten down my techniques and the strategies for the stress side of it, if you want to call it stage fright. Well, stage fright. But I've learned and read from the reading material that different techniques like breathing or getting on the negative out, positive vibes only, to try to help get your point across. Culture is sensitive for me. I think I do the best at catering to one's need, to whether it's something new, I try it. If it's something I don't know about, I read about it. And I try to make someone else's culture my own culture. And doing so, like example, if it was me going to Jordan on a deployment, I learned that certain hand gestures are offensive to the Jordanians. So in doing that process, I've learned to do certain things and act certain ways when I'm associating with Jordanians, so I don't offend them because I don't want to. Uh, on the downside of that, there's also the part I need to improve on because I seem to cater to one specific culture too much and not a variety of everyone who's in the audience. And on that note, uh, my body language, you probably can see it in this video, could use some help. My face is always disgruntled looking or angry, but I'm really not. It's just my face. And even at work, I've been told I look intimidating, so people refuse to come talk to me, which I really don't want that because I'm a very approachable person. But all this just says, get away from me. That's not what I want. But there is my Unit 3 journal, and I hope you enjoyed it.